Slay. Good morning. The first topic today is about add and drop. So, obviously, you guys, if you don't know, if you don't watch the NBA 2K League, then you might not understand this. So, basically, what has happened is a team has completely flipped their season. The Heat were 1-9, I think it was, or 1-8, 1-7, something like that. Probably 1-9. And they have completely flipped their season due to ad drop. Obviously, ad drops are something that is not new to not ad drop. But basically, what happened was one supposedly went home. I don't know the full story. All I know is they lost one. So then they got to pick up Killy. Killy was already picked up from Pistons GT early on in the season. Proved to be a very good success, and that's ultimately what led to him getting picked up instantly by the Miami Heat. Looking at this now, Killy was a guy that, yes, he was snubbed on draft night. Everyone is aware of that. I'm not going to sit here and smear it in people's face. I get it. I was shocked that he was missed on draft night. There was a lot of, excuses and reasons why he didn't get drafted. But ultimately, now he's in the league and he's hooping. So, if you guys know 2K League crossover, that's Chalk's, whole thing over there. He tweeted, until there's an official ad drop period, the league will never be as competitive as possible. Teams get rewarded for having players violate their contract. That is a problem. So, I've kind of heard some people voice their opinions about this. Basically, people saying, stop crying, da-da-da-da. He's not wrong here. He is, at the end of the day, the Nets did have the opportunity to draft these players, so, it is what it is, but, you can't sit here and complain about that. And my camera keeps... Why does I gotta fix my webcam or something. There must be something wrong with it. So basically, Chalk had the opportunity to get these players that he wanted, but he put together the team in New York. He was a big part of the people who got brought to that roster, so that's on him. So, I understand why he doesn't really have the right to complain, but at the same time, we do have to realize that all these ad drops have affected outcomes of the way things have gone. I definitely think that moving forward, the NBA 2K League needs to do something to where organizations can choose to either get rid of a player or add another player to their roster. I think there needs to be an empty ad drop spot on each roster, but at the same time, that would require more money. But my thing is, the Heat got to add Killy, and they went on a win streak. I think they're currently 9-9, I think, if I'm not mistaken. This team went from having one win to basically, to be in contention for playoffs, and right now they are in the Final Four for the tournament. So Killy has completely flipped this team around. So I understand why Chalk has this argument and why he's frustrated, because while his organization wants to make moves, no one's budging for trades. But meanwhile, they're able to pick up people to make their team better. Obviously, it's different circumstances. It's uncontrollable things. But I do understand Chalk's frustration. We have to look at both, at both sides of the aisle. On one hand, again, yeah, you could have taken those players in the draft. But on the other hand, yes, the Heat did add a player that has basically flipped their season. That's something that I think definitely needs to be discussed. And that's something that's for higher ups. I think in the the competitive committee, all those guys. I think that they do need to have that conversation because I get it. Things happen, life happens. Green light situation. Obviously, life happens, things happen. We had to do that replacement. But when teams are and the thing is, we wouldn't talk about this if the Heat weren't good. If Killy didn't flip this team's season around, we wouldn't be talking about it, right? That's the reality of it. If the Heat aren't doing what they're doing, then this wouldn't be a conversation. But moving forward, we do need to work on some kind of system that is some type of ad drop, and maybe only make it for people who are drafted to be a 6-man. I don't like. So what I'm saying is like, it's tough because like when you signed a contract that's technically a 6-month contract, you can't just tell somebody, yeah, well, we're kicking you out of our organization midway through. This is already a tough enough commitment for most people, but to get the boot, literally, let's say you don't even make it out of the training camp and you get the boot, it's kind of just messed up. I feel like that's going to get a lot of backlash, and it's just going to be a nasty thing. Because we can't just add 7 people. We can't if we add more people to the roster, first of all, the league needs to make money. Like, we can't, before we get to that step, we have a lot more other steps we have to get to before we decide to get to that point. So, as much as I get the idea of the ad drop period in the league, I don't think the league is at that point yet. I think it will get there, which will be very, very interesting. It will bring this dramatic, interesting effect to the league. But the thing is, like, so there has to be more legal documents with things. You have to involve more. It's more on the legal side of things that it's going to be, because, like I said, you bring somebody in, they sign a 6-month contract. You do have to pay them, because they are salary. So, like, they're contracted for 6 months, like, whether they work or not. Like, even with Juan, was home last year, but he was still contracted. So he still got paid. So, like, there has to be something to where, like, okay, if you get dropped, like, they have to rearrange the contract. So that's going to be a whole other thing. You know what I mean? They're going to have to rearrange the contract to basically where, like, okay, like, there is a possibility that you can be dropped from your team. You'll have a 30-day grace period to move out or something. And you'll have to, like, you'll get your last paycheck here. So, like, it's going to cause a lot of weird scenarios and situations. And I'm sure that, we will eventually get there. But I think this league needs to focus on, bigger things right now than ad drop. But, the Heat, it's impressive. Also, Cooks Iverson coming in. It's interesting for the Pistons because, so, from what I know, they're still going to be able to retain Greenlight, but they cannot retain Cooks Iverson from what I'm told. So Cooks is going to be in the expansion. So Cooks will be in the expansion this fall if there are expansion teams. Yo, good morning, Hoodie Tie. So Cooks Iverson will be in expansion this fall. So I guarantee you, if he's in expansion, he will be the number 1 pick. If I'm an organization, I am taking him as the number 1 pick in expansion. I think number 2 will be Nudini then. Because if you can start your organization out with a point guard in the fall and then come into the spring with either a top 5 pick and grab maybe, I don't know, depends how the draft goes. There's a lot of good shooting guards, so maybe they grab their entire backcourt, right there, boom, you know what I mean? Like, that's what's the biggest thing this year in 2K is having a strong backcourt and having that good center. You know what I mean? Like, those are the 3 key, core pieces. Locks, I feel like, yeah, you can have a good lock in this league, but it's not pushing you. It's not pushing, you that far ahead of other teams. And power forward, I mean, it varies team to team. Obviously, you see guys like Bread who've been performing very well. Deeds in this tournament right now has not missed a freaking 3-point shot, I think it was. Like, I saw some incredible statistic. I got to look that up. But, this entire, those 3 positions are, like, the most important. So it's, it's very, very interesting, though, what can happen in the fall now because of everything that's happened. But, there was something I heard, and this is an interesting insider information that I got. The Pistons can trade. They can trade Cooks Iverson before the trade deadline right now in the midseason. So if the Pistons wanted to, they could really big brain this. And this is a risky move now. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a risky move. You could trade Cooks Iverson for another team's shooting guard because you're not going to be able to retain Cooks Iverson. So why not trade him, get a shooting guard that's of equal value? And this is my GM. I'm putting my GM hat on. You trade Cooks Iverson. You get, instead of letting him just go out in the expansion, because you literally can't control anything with that. Trade him away. Get something for him. I think there's a lot of teams that could, you could do the exchange. I know the Pistons want to win. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. But I'm sure you can get a shooting guard on your team that can do just as good numbers. You never know. 2 guards were a pretty low usage position the year before. 2K22 could be the year. It could be the year for locks, but it could be the year for big men. It could be the front court next year. Because we look at right now, we know how traditionally the covers go. The game style is kind of like that. You got guys like Dirk on the cover, Kareem on the cover. Obviously I know Luka's on the cover, and you have KD there, and Candace Parker. But, imagine 2K rewarding defense. That would be nice, though. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember the last 2K that rewarded defense. The thing is, and this is why personally, and people can disagree with me on this, this is why personally I don't believe in drafting locks in a top 10 unless it's a lockdown that can be a good two-way player. So you look at guys like, I'll give you an example. Gradient is a very good player on both sides of the ball. Obviously, in Season 2, Gradient was one of the best two-way locks in the league. And right now, we look at the same thing this year. Crazy is a multi-purpose player, so he's a utility player. Some people looked at him being drafted as a lock, but that guy can play basically any position. He's a Rhea-esque player. It's just that he's on a really bad team. Who's the other lock that I'm forgetting? Crush. Crush is a really strong. He's one of the stronger defenders, but he's also a very efficient shooter, and he's just very smart with the ball when it's in his hands. So he is somebody that is not just looked at as a lock. And I think that's the issue, is there's some players like, so TEEZO. TEEZO's not a bad player. I'm not going to say he's a bad offensive player, but I think he's a way better defender, and I think that's his biggest strength, overall. And I don't think the thing is, for him, it's tough because the way the defense the Celtics play, you see that Colt's playing very low on a lot of screens. TEEZO is on an island. I can't even talk right now, but TEEZO is kind of on an island by himself, so it's kind of hard for him. And then on the offensive side, he doesn't really get much because FT's usage rate is very high. FT has a very high usage rate on that team. If you guys watch how long he holds onto that ball, that's my thing about it. But that's not the point. I'm not a big person on grabbing locks high. I love this year the teams are like the Sixers who grabbed Eli, Pexal, who else went in the third round locks. But all those third round locks, that's a great time to select a lockdown. Because the thing about that round, it's okay, you have the locks that are great two-way players, and then it drops. That's where I think the skill gap is between lockdowns. You have the locks who are good on both sides of the ball, and then you just have locks. So Awkward, the reason why Awkward's a great overall lockdown, yes, he's a good defender, but he's also a great offensive player. I think this year he's still one of the most efficient lockdowns in the 2K league. That's the thing about Awkward that separates him from most lockdowns, is how efficient he is. And overall, the whole Wizards offense is efficient because they don't turn the ball over. That's why the Wizards are going to be a dynasty. If they continue to go on this trend of where they do not turn the ball over, I don't see why this team cannot continue to win more titles. And that's a scary thing. In the offseason, it's going to be very hard for them to bring back Nudini. But we'll see what happens. I think maybe some organization could send something, be like, hey, we'll give you Nudini back, but you got to give us next year's first and the following first for Nudini. Because if the Wizards win another title, teams are not going to let Nudini come back unless it's a heavy price. So again, that's obviously the thing. That's looking forward to the fall. I want to pull up some stats real quick. Thanks for the follow, Fly. I appreciate it, man. But let's look at, so obviously we already talked about this whole ad drop thing. Not really much you can do. I just realized my webcam You guys got to let me know my webcam is not working. Let me fix something real quick with my webcam. Let me see something. Give me 1 second, guys. I just have to I have to fix this real quick. Okay. All right. Let's see if this works. Okay. I had to fix that, guys. I just realized that my webcam was not working. Please, chat, let me know if the webcam stops working. I don't know what's going on with my webcam today, but I am going to keep talking. So the next thing we're going to move on to, because like I said, ad drop was kind of the first topic I want to talk about. The next thing was the Hall of Fame move in Miami. And let me tell you, this was a hell of a, this is all coaching right here. And this is what I love, the fact that for the first time, this is the first time we kind of got to see coaching, on broadcast. It's very hard to see coaching on broadcast because I hate, for most coaches, it's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, and some coaching does not happen in-game. In-game coaching is not really something that is needed. It's more of what you do after, going back and watching film, calling plays. When you're in-game, coaches aren't up their players' butts. They're that sounds weird, but they're not on their backs. You know what I mean? They're not going oh, you need to run this play. They're just letting them go out there and play the game. They'll call sets, and the team will run sets here and there. But it's not this constant drilling of some coaches like you see in some sports where coaches every player just on their guys. 2K, it's more about you have your floor general point guard who's calling the plays, calling the sets, being that leader. And, basically the coach is the eyes outside of the game watching things that the players might not see. That's really what a coach is in the 2K League. But, again, there's a lot of things that I probably don't know about a lot of coaches that they do. And that's something that, maybe one day if I am a coach or wherever I am, I'll understand that more. Famous and Keely, the GOATs. Yeah, I mean, I got to give it to, I think that, we talked about people that are in the most improved category. Kelly's 100% in that category. I know Harris be talking about people like Shots. I love Shots. I mean, I think he's doing great things this year. But I'm sorry, yes, Kelly. Kelly 100% is the most improved player, and he's taken a team that went from 1-9 to 9-9, and now they're in the Final Four for the Churn. Yeah, no, he's winning that award. There's no argument against it at this point. He's already won that award, and if he brings them to playoff, it's a done deal. So. I definitely think Killy is in the front runner for most improved. Killy turned that whole team around, 1-7 to 8-8. Yeah, that's amazing. Killy got to be number one. Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah, I 100% agree. I don't see any reason why Killy should not get most improved, for the award. But anyway, so what do you guys think about this whole situation? So I'm actually going to play the play where this happened. I thought this was I have my opinions about this. So let me pull up the broadcast for you guys real quick. Let me get some sound in here. Let's turn off the music real quick. Let's get some desktop audio in here. So I'm going to play this play here real quick for you guys. This is the play where this all went down. If you guys missed it last night, this is probably one of the craziest things I've seen in the NBA 2K League. So I'm going to let the play basically play out, and then I'll kind of explain what happened if you don't understand, and then we'll kind of break this down.
And it's going to be a team takeover. Trying to crab hot shot again. And they foul him, and he'll head to the line.
Oh. So, if you guys don't notice, and I'm going to go a couple seconds back.
Mama does anything, and it's going to be a team takeover.
If Mama does anything, it's going to be a team takeover.
Shot again.
If Mama does anything, it's a team takeover. And they called a timeout. So you saw that they called a timeout there, right? They called a timeout there because they heard on the broadcast, because teams do watch the broadcast live while they're watching. This was a genius thing done here. And there's no saying that they didn't stream snipe. There's no saying that, oh no, maybe they knew he had team takeover. No, this is a stream snipe because I hate to say it, I know there will be no, they say there's no evidence, but Mama does anything, team takeover. Instantly. Watch what they do. Watch. They literally, so they hear that on broadcast. They hear this on broadcast, right? So you see their reactions? They know. And then they call back to back to get rid of it. So my viewpoint on this entire thing, this was a big head play. This is big brain. This is a big brain play. My only issue with this entire thing is, from a competitive level, stream sniping is not something that you're supposed to do in most esports. I give kudos to Heat Check Gaming. Great job. They found a loophole. I mean, I'm sure other teams have done this in the past. They're not the first team to do this. But now that this has been seen on a bigger stage, this is literally one of the, this is for a game for a large sum of money. You call these timeouts, it is seen to all 23 teams in the 2K League now look at this, and now they're all, it could possibly start a trend. So what needs to happen is the 2K League needs to address this. They're not going to be able to stop people from watching the stream. That's not going to happen. There's no way you can police NBA 2K League orgs from watching the stream. But what you're going to have to do, and I don't know if they can do it this year, they're going to have to hide the team takeover from the broadcast, because we can't be having orgs calling timeouts in this situation. And yes, people are going to say that, yes, Mama missed a wide open three. Down the line, Mama misses a wide open three with badge. He should have hit it. It's on him. But at the end of the day, you can just tell, that, like, look at Mama's face. Like, watch. I need you guys to watch this real quick. I'm going to play this real quick. Watch Mama's reaction. Mama's reaction is just, he's so frustrated because he look at Crush. Yeah. So he lost team takeover. The thing is, they literally talked about that could be the game changer on broadcast. They literally said that, oh, Mama's really close to team takeover. This could be a game changer in the last couple minutes. Mama built it up, so he was trying to get there, and they literally heard it on the broadcast, and they called those two timeouts back to back. There's no random reason why they would just call two timeouts back to back like that. That was obviously intentional. There's no doubting it. I mean, they know, which is great. Great IQ, very smart. But from a competitive standpoint, the league moving forward has to do something about this, because you go in any esport, if you stream snipe, it's a huge no-no, especially when it comes to. And I mean, there's not many things in 2K you can really stream snipe, but this is that one thing, and they need to take care of it. When you look at Madden, in Madden esports, if you can't stream snipe somebody, because if you stream snipe them, you know what play they're running. And Call of Duty, if you stream snipe somebody, you know where they're coming from. It doesn't matter what game it is. Majority of games, stream sniping it's a huge issue. In this, there's not many stream sniping issues, but this is the one thing that actually can be an issue. Because if organizations start trending and doing this all the time, where they're calling timeouts in this situation, it's going to cause this domino effect that could be causing a lot of problems. If I'm Kingsguard Gaming, I am frustrated. I am mad about the situation. Maybe they won't make a big deal of it, but I think it definitely needs to be a conversation with the higher-ups, with league officials, that, okay, we need to cover it up, or we need to like not show it on the screen, or we need to make it to where timeouts do not affect the team takeover, because that is just so, like, that is, first of all, that mentally, they were locked in, and then that just that drained them mentally, and then they just completely crumbled in these last 2 minutes after this. This literally changed the emotion of the game. You could feel the tide just go to the Heat side. Like, that's the thing about it. That literally took the tide of this game and changed it. And you could, even the broadcasters, even you hear it from everybody. Yeah, so that's stream sniping is just, like I said, this is the only thing you could have possibly stream sniped, and they did it. Good for them. Good for them. Good job by Heat Check Gaming. This literally, this is a Hall of Fame move. Great job by Famous and them to see this. It's a great job, but it does need to be addressed. Moving forward, this does need to be addressed. And again, I'm all for competitive integrity. And some people are going to say it's not a big deal. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. I'm going to play these last 2 minutes because, again, Mama has Mama has double take. He has this double take, right? Mama can win this team this game. He should be winning this team this game. But imagine right now if Crush had his badge. Imagine the difference if Crush had his lockdown badge to rip this ball. Imagine if they had their badges. It does matter. If Crush has his badge, it's a complete difference. I promise you. For anybody who says the team takeover wouldn't have made a difference, it would have made a huge difference. And that's a great play right there. I have to give credit here. Miami took advantage of the situation and controlled the emotion and won this game. This is a great last 2 minutes by them. They knew they won the game at this point. The Miami knew they won the game. In the back of their heads, they knew they had this game in the bag. Game. Over. Literally, within a couple plays, literally just a domino effect that brought them down. It literally killed them. And then Mama misses the shot. This is a big shot missed by Mama. This is a big shot. With badge, this is, we talk about shots that defy, players. This is a big shot he missed. And it needs to be talked about more. The fact that Mama missed the shot, that's huge. That's huge. And then Achilles just go home. Go home. Just go home. The dagger in the heart. Crush is out. Crush literally walked out of the room how frustrated he was. Because I know what Crush was thinking. He was pissed. He was pissed about that. And the Kings players should be upset about it. But it's smart. And unfortunately the league doesn't have a rule for that. So they thought it's kind of, there's things in sports that happen like this all the time. It's kind of like your freak situations to where it's a one in a million chance that something like this happens, but it happened to you. And again, I'm not saying this is okay. I shouldn't say this is a 1 in a million chance, but this is something that you don't see that often, especially in big moments like this. It's so unfortunate for the Kings, and the Kings were just not destined. That the Heat, this was the Heat's tournament, man. They're just destined. You know what I don't understand? Why doesn't the 2K League have post-game interviews? I just kind of noticed this. As a fan, if I'm a fan of the NBA 2K League, I would have loved hearing. I don't know if they've been doing it. I've kind of sometimes I miss it. Do they? Oh, I love this. I love this end video right here. Dude, watch this end video right here. Look at Mama's for sure. Look at this, man. This is great emotion right here. Great job getting this captured. Great job. Yo, wait for it. All right, you guys ready for this? Watch the deeds. Watch. Yo, look at these. Yo, yo, watch deeds in the hot shot, bro. They are. Yo, yo, bro. This is no. Yo, look at Kelly. Yo, I love it, dude. I love it. Wow. That's just, man, damn. Look at, man. Listen, I'm happy for the Heat. I did want to see them win this. You know, I'm happy for them. It's cool seeing an underdog story in the tournament, see them go all the way, make that run. You know, that's cool to see, man. As a person who wants, you know, that for entertainment purposes, that's great. But again, we do need to fix that problem because whenever problems like that stem, they tend to grow into things that are going to be much worse. When we do not want it to get further than this. So I hope the league, you know, and I've already contacted league officials about it, and you know, they like I said, they kind of like their eyes, they weren't really super aware of it, and now they're kind of going to look into it, which I hope it definitely gets taken care of. And I'm not here to, you know, be that, oh, you know, champ blowing the whistle, you know, but again, you know, I'm trying to look out for the entire league. I don't see why the league didn't switch the stab point of view so nobody could have seen Mama's takeover. Well, that's my thing too, though. That's an unfair advantage on the broadcast for them. They didn't. We were seeing what, like, that's my thing about it is we only saw his, like, what if Sav had badge? You know what I mean? What if, you know, like, how is it fair that we got to see Mama, we don't get to see Sav? You know what I mean? Like, that's an unfair advantage as, like, and this, again, I'm not trying to make a whole ordeal about it, but if we're going to have, like, like, that situation is just, from a competitive standpoint, that's so unfair. It's so unfair that because we're watching it, doesn't it switch each game? I mean, but there's 3 games. So it could have been game 1 and 2. Even if it switches each game, one of the it's likely that Mama, because that was game 3, that means Mama had 2 games where it was his screen. Because it's always the point guard's point of view. So it's not, it's that again, that's just unfortunate. You know, that's unfortunate for them. And, you know, like I said, it's a heads-up play, man. It's a great call. I don't want anyone to think I'm taking anything away from them. I just think that needs to be fixed. They should be on the view of the small. No, because you have to realize that if you do that, it's going to give you an awkward camera angle. I don't understand how 2K doesn't make it to where, like, it's just an overall cam view. Why does it have to show Mama's camera? But the thing is, the reason why they have it on the PG is because the PG has the ball the most. If it's on the power forward on you, you're going to be in the corner all game. Yeah. You don't, like, what happened, Nap? Oh, Nap, did you watch the game last night? Did you get to watch the games last night, Nap? I'll tell you what happened. This is, and again, I'm not saying, in Nap, you're all for competitive, you're all for fair competition, right? Right. So basically what happened was that last night during the Kings and Heat game, Mama was about to get team takeover, and the Heat heard the broadcast say that they were about to get team takeover, so they called 2 timeouts back to back to completely get rid of Mama's team takeover. Yeah, you're gonna see the whole. Yeah, so basically they called 2 timeouts because they heard it on the broadcast that Mama was about to get team takeover for the entire team. So basically it got rid of Mama's team takeover. That's what happened. And what I'm saying is that this needs to be addressed now before it gets worse. Because if teams start, like, teams are going to start, like, teams have always listened to broadcasts. But the fact that this was for a big money situation and it just needs to be fixed. Because, like, you can't stop the stream sniping. And it's 2K is great because there's not really many ways you can stream snipe, right? But this was that one situation, that one variable to where you could stream snipe. And again, great job by Famous and them, great move, but that needs to be addressed. It should be preference of the team who stream it, but that it doesn't matter. Turn out. My thing is the simplest way to fix this is to cover up the team takeover. That's that simple. It doesn't matter who it's viewing. Just cover up the team takeover. That's not hard. Like you can hide that in 2K. I'm pretty sure there's an option to make it to where that's done and appearing on the screen. But again, that does need to be fixed. Like I don't think that's And looking at this game, and I'm gonna pull this up on broadcast for you guys. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like they didn't lose this game. But the Kings definitely lost this game. This was on them. The Kings lost this game. This was their fault. They lost the game. I'm going to show you guys the stats real quick of this game. It was their fault. You know what I mean? There's no going around the Kings losing this game because they did multiple plays lost them that game. But that big moment. Yo, what's up, Media Streets, man? How's it going, man? Good morning. Good morning. But again, I'm all for competitive. I'm all for the competitive. Integrity, and I just think that this is important that this gets addressed. But looking at the stats, I mean, the Kings all played great except Seam. Seam ultimately drove this team to the, Seam makes a couple more shots. This team is looking at, being in the Final Four. Seam played really bad. 2 for 10 in a freaking go home game. Yeah, Yus got 28 points. Yus was playing, and the thing about the Heat is they were a lot more well-rounded if you look at them. They were so well-rounded. Overall, the Heat deserved to win. I'm not going to sit here and act like the Heat didn't deserve to win. But, look, oh my God. I don't think did Deeds miss a shot in this entire tournament? So he's 5 for 5 here. Hang on. He's 5 for 5 here. I have to see this. I think they said that Deeds didn't miss he missed some threes here. In that last game, he went 5 for 5 though, from 3, which is huge. That's a huge turn. That's 15 points just alone from 3. That's big. That's huge. But congrats to Heat Check Gaming. They're in the Final Four. We're gonna jump to the last portion, and that's talking about the bracket. So, guys, tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken, at 6 p.m. Eastern time, the games are going to start. I just want to double check, make sure I'm not getting. Yeah, so at 6 o'clock. Why do they have 2 games going on at the same time? I feel like they shouldn't do that. But I guess they don't have a choice. Okay, I guess that makes sense. It's just tough. It's like you got to pick a series. That's the hardest thing about the league. But anyway, so let's go back to this bracket. So this and my bracket got destroyed as soon as the T-Wolves and Grizz both got first rounded. It was my bracket was in the it was bad. T-Wolves Gaming, and I got to watch a little bit of that. The T-Wolves are concerning me right now because it's like they were this team in the beginning that was just red hot. And it stands true that the team that always starts out hot does not finish well. Obviously you had the Sixers who won in Season 2. They won the tip-off, and then they went to the finals, but they still lost the finals. I don't know if I see T-Wolves Gaming winning a title. I think T-Wolves Gaming is going to make the playoffs, and I love them. I love Bear. I love Kai. And this is an unfortunate tournament. But as of recent, they're just not looking like that same team. And I don't know, man. Maybe they need some more Joe Vegas up there. I don't know. And obviously I know they had some adversity. I hope everything's going well for Nick. I'm sorry for your loss, man. I hope all is well for you, man. But it just, I don't know. The T-Wolves have just not looked the same, since what they were in the beginning of the year. So this tournament traditionally tells you who's going to win the title. Just so you guys know, traditionally this tournament does tell you who is likely to win the title. And right now, you look at the, I would say most of the teams in the final 8 are likely going to be our playoff teams, right? Those are all going to be those are all likely playoff teams, right? Right now the Nets and the Hornets are looking like playoff teams. The Kings, I mean, they're starting to, the Heat beat a really good Kings team, and I think that's one thing we have to realize, that the Heat have had the hardest bracket. I don't see the Hornets winning tonight. And I know that I've underestimated, but I can't say that. Every fucking time I say this, bro. Every time. Big West is sitting there smiling and grinning right now. He's cooking up, the Big West, God, I can't say that. Oh, I can't say that. But the Heat, they beat the Pacers, who, I mean, you know what? Do I have to play the clip, guys? Do I have to play it? Hang on. I have to play the clip. All right, let's play the clip. ESGN. There it is. Let's roll the clip. Roll the clip, champ. Come on, champ. Let's go. Let me roll the clip for you guys. Guys, this is so funny, bro. I'm so glad I posted this. This was just so funny. There it is. And he dropped the mic. Mic dropped. That's how confident they were. And guess what? The Heat are in the Final Four. They beat a strong Kings team that has constantly improved. The Heat are a scary team right now. The Heat are, you know what they remind me of? They remind me of the Season 1 Heat that were not this crazy team to start out. They started getting hot at the right time, and they're getting hot just before the playoffs are going to be starting, and hey, man, maybe this is famous this time. Who knows? I mean, the Wizards are. See, my thing. Here's my thing about, and this is like when the Raptors went 16-0, right? All right, when the and this is the Raptors had the Patriots curse, right? Now the Wizards have the title. They have the title curse, right? It's so hard to go back-to-back in any. It doesn't matter what it is in the world. It doesn't matter what it is. You could be a professional. I don't know. You could be a professional. I don't know. Monster drinker. I don't know. It's hard to go back-to-back unless you're what's his name? The guy from freaking the freaking hot dog competition, whatever. That guy. Unless you're that dude who's gone like back-to-back. I mean, there's not many people who do that. Okay, guys, that's the whole point. Okay, so to see the Wizards go back to back, it's so hard. I think it'd be cool for the sport. It'd be great for the NBA 2K League if the Wizards go back to back. It'd be cool. I think it'd be good for the game. It'd be great. They could potentially take over that role as like a Optic Gaming, to where Optic was so dominant at one point, and that's really what propelled them so high. We have to see the Wiz get tested, then we will know. They're going to get tested here, though, Chuck. This is where they get tested. Yeah, them getting back all their players was big. They only lost Reese, which was actually a big loss to them. But then they adjusted, and they brought B-Ridge in the lineup. That team is, what's scary? Is the fact that they were able to just fit, like, for how good B-Ridge doesn't have to be amazing. But the fact that he just went in that lineup and that changed their season. That is scary in itself. The fact that they were able to do that. I'm pretty sure Dudini is 10-2 right now at power forward. 10-1 maybe. Something like that. The fact that they were able to flip their season around like that, yeah, hell yeah, they're a scary team, man. Hell yeah. If I'm a team in this tournament right now, if I'm Blazer 5, I honestly think the Blazers are going to get blown out tonight. I'm going to be real. The Blazers are a good team, but there's a gap between the Wizards and most teams. If the Blazers can steal one game, I'm impressed by the Blazers. That's what I'm going to say about the Blazers tonight. If the Blazers can steal one game, they'll be, I'm putting my eyes on the Blazers. If they can steal one game, that's going to be big for them. But Nudini, like I said, Nudini jumped to power forward. I'm trying to see where Nudini's power forward stats are. Here, let's just click on. I just click on him. Yeah, but Nudini jumped on power forward and literally is killing it. This is just crazy, man. Yeah, so he jumped on power forward right out on week 4, and he has just he's just killing it, man. He's doing he doesn't put the thing about Nudini is everything he does does not get shown on the stat sheet, which is crazy because you would think does Nudini put up crazy numbers? Like a lot of things he does are the little things, and that's why he's so valuable to the Wizards. And when it comes to the fall for expansion, I don't see why they let go of Nudini. I really don't. I really think they got to hold on to Nudini and see, just test Awkward out there. And I know that's a tough pill to take, but it's one of those things, man. Like the Wizards played against the Pistons and they steamrolled them. They played Genji, and don't get me wrong, the Wizards had, I'm not gonna say they had a cakewalk, but the Wizards definitely had one of the easier parts of the bracket. I think that the Blazers have, they beat the T-Wolves and they beat the Jazz. So these, the two Cinderella teams, the Heat and the Blazers, have had some tough competition, and they are here right now. And sometimes playing as an underdog is such an advantage sometimes. Some people might not look at it like that, but being an underdog in a series is so good because there's no high expectation. You have nothing to lose. You're playing with nothing to lose. That's what more can you ask for, man? Like the thing is, and that's I think what the Wizards are aware that this is this is a team that is hungry. They're gonna fight. They're gonna fight. But they gotta come out early. The Wizards have to set the tempo early. They cannot let this Blazers team get hot. They can't let them get that momentum early in the first game. They gotta just in game 1, they just gotta step on the throat. They just gotta step on them. That's all. That's it. And that's the thing. Like, so when I played football, my coach taught me one thing. All right, if there's a snake, you step on the snake's neck, and you don't let it bite you, because the moment you take your foot off that snake's neck, he's gonna bite you. And that's what that's what the Wizards have to do to the Blazers. They have to step on the neck of the Blazers, and they cannot let them get back up. They got to hold them down, and they gotta destroy them. They cannot let this team get in this game. Because, again, you let an underdog team compete against you and have a really, really close game, and a close game will kill them. Blazers will be out of it if they lose a close game. The Wizards, I think it's a little different if they lose a close game. But if the Blazers lose that game 1, they're gassed. It'll be 2-0. Done. Heat versus Hornets. I love this matchup. I love this. I love it. It's, the two teams that you have a really strong defensive team with the Hornets. And I think that's my only fear for the Heat is the Heat's offense strong enough to beat this Hornets defense? This Hornets defense is probably one of the best defenses in the league. And, I mean, the Hornets, they play the Knicks and the Nets. They play two New York teams who, I mean, let's be honest, the Nets defense is not good. The Knicks they're not a bad team, but they're not great. Now the Hornets are playing a Heat team that has gone through hell. And it's tough for me to take the Hornets. I'm taking the Heat here. I have to take the Heat because they got to finish the Cinderella story. There's no way the Heat got this far to lose. The Hornets, they've had it good going so far. But the Heat's got to finish this story. Wizards, like I said, I think it's going to be a 2-1. Or 2, I mean, obviously 2-1 or 2-0. But I really do feel like it's going to be a 2-0, actually. I really think it's going to be a 2-0 series, and we're going to call it a day. But looking at the series, though, If it is Wizards versus Heat, man, I just cannot stop. I cannot not take the Wizards. But the thing is, it doesn't matter if who out of the Heat or Blazer makes it to the finals. This was not expected, and they have gone further than they expected. But it would be important for them to finish. I think if the Blazers can beat the Heat, they can. I mean, if the Blazers can beat the Wizards, then they should. They deserve to win the whole thing, because they beat the T-Wolves, the Jazz, and then the Wizards. Man, the Blazers have been through the gauntlet, man. They have been through this gauntlet, and they deserve to win this tournament. If they can beat the Wizards, oh yeah. But again, this tournament it sets off at 6 p.m. Eastern time, guys. Is there any matchups that you guys were shocked? What do you guys think was the biggest what was the biggest upset in your guys' opinion? Some people say that the Heat Pacers, but I think a lot of people had that feeling that the Pacers were this weak team that we kind of are seeing some reality going on right now with the Pacers. But also the Pacers didn't have it took 6:30 off that build, and it changed some things, man. It definitely changed some things. But looking at it, I think the Blazers had the biggest upset. I think that the fact that the Blazers were able to run through both the T-Wolves and the Jazz. And the Jazz are looking like the old Jazz. They're starting to come back to it, man. I think Rhea's starting to put it together. Obviously, Splashy, he's doing his thing. But the Jazz are looking like that old Jazz team, man. But it's going to be interesting in the fall when we look at expansion, guys. Because, again, we don't know what's going to happen in the fall. But looking at these teams right now, the Heat are going to face some struggles in expansion. The Hornets are going to lose Crown in expansion, likely. Right now, there's 3 or 4 people, and someone maybe goes from the Blazers, who knows? But one of these 4 teams is possibly going to lose a player in the expansion. If we have expansion teams. That's one thing we have to realize, too. And that's down the line. That's after the season. But that's not what their focus is right now. Their focus right now is to go out there and win this money. I mean, I'm trying to see, how much money is it again? Let me see. Let me see how bad my bracket was. Let's go back to the brackets, how bad mine was. You guys ready? You guys ready to roast me? We all had Wizards DG winning. Let me look at Yace. We all did great on the play-in tournament. We all killed that. I won't lie. We all killed the play-in. I think Nap put 97%. That was great. But Wizards, Gen G, I mean, we all saw that coming. Pistons, okay, that's a good one. I think I said Warriors. I had my hope in the Warriors. They're just letting me down this year. T-Wolves, I think everyone had the T-Wolves in this one. I don't think anyone really had it. Grizz showed us who they really were, man. That's all I'm going to say. Pacers, yeah. This bracket, Ye's got busted a little. T-Wolves, yeah. We all have very similar brackets in ways. Yeah, looking at most Magic, he had Magic going all the way to the finals. Wow, I don't know about that one, Chief. I love the I like what the Magic are doing, but that's a little much. Pacers all the way. This was a very interesting one to me. For the T-Wolves beating the Wizards, I didn't see that ever. If that was ever a matchup in this tournament, I didn't see that happening this time. I think the Wizards have figured it out since the last time they played. Because I know that the T-Wolves beat them earlier on in the season. And then you guys can come see my broken bracket, my trash bracket. Yep. I got this wrong. I had the Heat beat. Oh, okay. I forgot I had this. I had the Heat upsetting the Pacers. I had that. Nets, Hornets. I just had. Okay. It's not. I wasn't as bad as I thought I was. This bottom left though, I just got destroyed. This bottom left bracket, I got cooked. But again, I don't know if anyone would have saw this Blazers one. They the Jazz. I definitely if I go back to my other broadcast, I definitely was kind of on the edge of that. But either way, and this was Nap's bracket. Nap is like the what do you want to call it? The name brand version of a bracket here or whatever. I don't know. This is like the, you know, the cheap version. But he had Pacers going. He had oh my God, Nap. Oh God, your top right is. Oh God, Nap. Your bracket. Oh God, should I take this off the screen, Nap? I don't know if you're still here, bro. Oh my God, your bracket was really bad. Oh my God. At least you got it. I don't. Oh my God. That's tough. That's tough. I didn't realize that. Sheesh. My God, that was bad. Oh my God. But I mean, damn, Nap. I'm sorry. That was your bracket was pretty bad. I don't know if you're still in here, man, but that was pretty bad. But anyway, guys, is there anything else you guys? Chat. I need you guys to engage with me. Talk to me. It's 10:45 in the morning. Is there any bold predictions? You know what? I'll give you a bold prediction. Who I think is going to be the MVP. I can give you. Do you guys want me to give some playoff predictions or award predictions? You know, I could do that. If you guys want some of that, I can probably do that real quick. I think this tournament, the MVP of this tournament is probably going to be, I mean, it depends who wins, but for the Blazers, who has been playing, the problem is, like, I missed the Blazers and Jazz series. I didn't get to see that. I didn't get to see too much of it. Who's been playing good? I heard Brett was playing good. Bash, Screddy, 10 for 12. Damn, Screddy. You moving like that, Screddy? Let's see you. Man. Screddy killing it there. All right, see you, Screddy. Let me see. I just want to see all these stats real quick. You think the Blazers are going to win? You think, Mama Slay? You think so? I'm trusting you now, Mama Slay. I'm trusting you. I don't know who on the Blazers would win it. Ugh. This game was so bad by them. Oh, it was a half game. Oh. It's because of the lag out. I forgot. I was like, why are the stats so funked up there? Screddy did good again here. Bash did his thing. Screddy's been playing really good. That's big. That's big for them. The fact that Screddy's been playing that good. I know the Blazers players are in here. I know they're in here somewhere. I know they're in here. Yeah, they're getting really good production. I mean, the Blazers had some interesting production. Who are the Wizards? I want to see who's been like MVP on the Wizards real quick. Dave Fry's 19. Jack's definitely gonna get it, dude. This is like the third time I've seen Jack have like one churn. Jack will probably win it for this tournament if they win the churn. It should be Jack at least. Let me see. Dave Fry's probably a close second, but man, Jack is just a freaking fiend, bro. Like 30 and 12. Man. This guy, you know, JBM, man, he's proven why he was the #1 pick, man. He needs to get on his content though, man. We need to get that man a content team and get him moving. If the Wizards win another title, they better get their content rolling because being real, like you get a team that's a freaking a dynasty, that's when you start getting content. That's when you start getting fans. Yeah, it's Jack all the way. Jack's gonna win. If the Wizards win, Jack's gonna win it. Like if Jack would be MVP of this tournament. What about the Hornets? Rigby, 27. Damn, Rigby. Rigby a dog. Rigby a dog. Great job by the Hornets, though, with Rigby, man. Great. That's a great pickup. 20 and 5 first quarter. Which game? Are you talking about the Nets game? Yeah, I just want to look at this. 22 here. Which game are you talking about, these Springs? Yeah. No, Rigby's probably gonna win it for the Hornets. If like the Wiz and Pistons. Oh yeah, I heard about that, bro. It was murder. It was a murder. I'm not gonna lie, bro. They got freaking killed. Like I mean, the games were 11. They were 10 and 11-point games, but when you watch the game, like you just, oh my god, 5 points. How about was who was? I know Cooks shot bad in one of the games. What happened to them? I mean, I think the Wizards are just that good. It's nothing that the Pistons did wrong. I think the Wizards are just that good, bro. Like, Jack is going crazy. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing that anyone did wrong on the Pistons. It's literally that the Wizards are just that good, man. Like, they're the better team, man. I love what the Pistons got going, but it's the best team in the league, man. You're playing the New England Patriots, man. I mean, yeah, you start that kills you. That takes you out the entire series. I hate to say it, bro. Like, there are moments in series that can defy the entire series. And to start our first quarter of a series, 20-5, that is just dwindling to you, and you can't get out of that. And then you go into game 2, and you're just fighting for your life. They never got, they were just drowning. They never got above surface to take a, to breathe. Like, they couldn't breathe. They were literally getting buried in water. Thanks for the follow, White Mamba. But that's the thing. Like, when you're an underdog team, it's so hard when you lose. You have to win game 1. It's so essential. You got to win game 1, because if you don't, your mindset completely changes as a team. So, I mean, it's so tough for the Pistons, man, because they're not a bad team. Like, people were like, oh, we're going to see, the true test for them. And they played the best team in the league, and they lost by 9 and 10 points, which, again, that's not a close game in this league, if people don't understand. Like, that isn't actually a close game. Jack, 30 and 31-1? God! Jack does not turn the ball over. Jack does not turn that ball over, man. Let me tell you what. Jack is not. He is a fiend. But looking at this tournament, though, my winner tonight, I think it's going to be Wizards versus Heat. I think that the Heat got to finish their story, and I think that the Heat are going to lose. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be Wizards going to win this entire thing. Regardless, I think it's going to go. I don't know. Is the finals a best of 3? That's actually a question. Yeah, it's a best of 3. Damn. So, damn. So I was wondering, JVM would be MVP for the Wizards. Yeah, he would 100%. No, Jack is 100% going to win MVP if the Wizards win. Like, for this team. So let me ask you guys this. So currently in the 2K League, let's do some award predictions before we go. Heat over Hornets. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Heat over the Hornets. It's probably not gonna happen. Every time I see the Hornets are gonna win, they prove me wrong. That's a tough one, but I'm gonna go with the Heat over the Hornets. I like the underdog. I'm taking the underdog in that. The Wizards, I think it's going to be 2-0 Blazers. I think the Heat is going to be a Game 3 situation. Heat and Hornets will go Game 3, and it's going to be decided by situations. There's no clear front runner in that game, in my opinion. It's going to be that game's going Game 3. But anyway, looking at the MVP candidates, right? 630 is the front runner. I think that he could be the first. He could be the first person to win MVP and Rookie of the Year. I'm curious if they're going to let him do that. I'm curious if the league or like even the players, because the players vote on stuff. He should. So 630 should win MVP and Rookie of the Year. But I have a weird feeling that players are going to have this weird thing that like, oh, let's vote for one guy for one award and one for the other. Like 630 will probably take MVP, but they'll try to like slide like Rookie of the Year to like, I don't know, Dre or something. I don't know who would be the second person. Like, I don't know, like not even Dre. I don't know. There's a gap. It's tough. Yeah. I don't know. Do you think the Hornets win it more? We'll see, man. I mean, the Hornets definitely are a hungry team. They're a really strong defensive team. But I think that the Heat, like, after that win, the Heat, after what they just went through, first rookie to win MVP and Rookie of the Year, yeah, I think it's going to happen. It should. Listen, at this rate, at this pace, if you see what I did there, at this pace, 630 should be the Rookie of the Year and the MVP. You know, right now his team, I mean, standing wise, I'm pretty sure where are they in the standings? Hang on. Are they number one? Are they number one in the standings? Yep, they're number one in the East, 13-5. Or West, sorry, correction, West. They're number one. They're 13-5. He should definitely win Rookie of the Year and MVP. Bottom line, he owns that award. His name's already on the award. They already engraved his name on the award. I hate to say it, but they only have 10 games. The Pacers only have 10 games left, guys. You have to realize that they're 13-5. They have 10 games. Like, they already have 10 games. You know, let me pull up my Google Docs. Let me see who they played. Let me see their remaining schedule. Oh, you can't see this. You guys can't see my scouting reports. All right. Let's see. I want to see the Pacers' remaining schedule. Pacers' remaining schedule. So the last team that they played. Am I getting sick? Fuck. Excuse me. They played the Jazz last, so right here. So their remaining schedule. Oh my God, they play the Bucks. Oh God, that's gonna be a stat sheet. That's gonna be stat heaven for them. They play a Mavs team. They got some tough ones. They got T-Wolves, Grizz, Pistons. I think they probably split a couple of these series. I don't think they get 0-2'd, but I think they 2-0 the Bucks. I think they're gonna 2-0 the Mavs. Probably maybe 2-0 Pistons, and then 1-1 these both teams. So, what is that? So they got, let's say 3 more losses probably are going to happen. They're probably going to go 20-8. I'm going to project it now. I think Pacers will be 20-8, and that they're going to be one of the few 20-win teams. To win 20 games in a season, that's very impressive. Like me and Harris before the season, we thought like maybe 2 or 3 teams could do it. This is more likely that's more than likely won't happen, but would you still think 630 should win MVP if he gets first round of the playoffs? Well, the problem is it's a regular season award, Teesprings. Just like in real sports, right? You know, look at fucking James Harden, look at Russell Westbrook, bro. Like, they're MVPs, but they still, like, they're regular season heroes. You know what I mean? I think that's what's going to happen to the Pacers. I think the Pacers are going to be regular season heroes. I don't think they're going to do anything crazy in playoffs. But that's an accomplishment in itself. This is the greatest season the Pacers have... Like, the Pacers have made playoffs before, but the fact that they finally got their franchise point guard, it's great. So, I'm happy for the Pacers. I really am. I think that, you know, them making playoffs, you know, if they can make a run, that's great, you know. But making playoffs alone, I think was their original goal. And obviously, maybe some goals have gotten added on as they've seen how good they can be. But this Pacers team, I mean, I think there's no reason why 630 shouldn't win MVP and Rookie of the Year, which is an awesome thing to say. It's every year in this league, there's always something cool that happens, in my opinion. Like, again, you know, we got the Heat doing this dark horse kind of thing right now. But looking at this, 630, I don't see anybody else stealing MVP from him. And then the Jazz, like, what is the Jazz record? Like, wait, what even is the Jazz record, guys? Like, let's be real. The Jazz record's not good enough. Is it just me, or is your mic keep cutting in and out? Maybe it is. Let me see. It's probably because I keep going like this. I don't know. Sometimes I be having things mess up. I don't know. Sometimes my stuff be messing up. I don't know. Something's been going on. Buggy's going on with my computer. I have to definitely fix it. I have to see what it is. But anyway. But yeah, no, I don't see anybody coming close. Defensive Player of the Year. I'm actually curious how this award's going to be handed out. So it's probably going to go to the person, and every year they give it to the person who's #1 in steals. Oh my God, Shifty Kai. What the hell? Shifty Kai. Shifty Kai. What is this, Shifty Kai? Oh wow, Crusher's got 2 steals per game. Blocks per game. They always end up giving it to like the guy with the top steals per game, which is Crush. I mean, Trap's in there. Shifty's out. You know, Shifty's killing it. I'm trying to see. Yeah, so I mean, it'd probably be. I mean, you can argue Bread. Bread's. That's crazy that Kai's having Kai is having the MVP year, if any. Like, people do need to realize that how good Kai is playing right now. I actually didn't realize that Kai is like doing that well. Like 630 is doing great, but literally like Kai's playing shooting guard. Kai's shooting guard. 24. He's got a 65 win percentage. It's tough because it's just, if Kai was a point guard, I think it'd be different. But 630 at point guard, averaging 32 and what has he got assist wise? 32 and 10 basically. I mean, Bash is right there with him. I'm not going to sit here and act like Bash isn't on his tail. Bash is wow, okay, but Bash's assist to turnover ratio is there's a little bit of a gap there. Their shooting percentage. I know you guys, it's hard for you guys to read this. Shooting percentage wise, 3-point percentage is 2 difference. Bash is a better 3-point shooter. Bash is better field goal percentage. EFG is better. Oh, Bash is just more efficient though. Bash is more efficient, but Bash is in that MVP category. Bash is in that MVP category, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's definitely there. But even Splashy 30 and 10, but it's all about record. That's the difference. Like, so that's the only difference at this point is what are their records going to be at the end of the year. So like, actually their records are right there. Like 630 is 15 and 10, Splashy is 13 and 9, Bash is 14 and 10. So it's like, it's tough, man. It really is. Like, I don't see. It's going to be close. It's not actually as clear as I thought. 630 has won Rookie of the Year, but MVP is still a toss-up between these 3 players. Because I hate to say it, no one else is winning MVP. I don't think anyone else has taken it. Chalk is averaging 26 and 14. Holy shit, that's freaking crazy. Turnover. He averages 4.4 turnovers per game. Chalk has to have one of the highest, yeah. He has one of the highest assist to turnover ratios, but he does throw a lot of assists. But I think that's some of that is a little bit of stat padding, and I love Chalk, but some of that is, come on. Who's the best 3-point shooter in the league? Reese the God. Sherm. That's big. Sherm shooting 50%. Yeah, but Bash is one of the top shooters too. But anyway, I want to give you guys all the sauce. But anyway, is there any remaining anything that you guys want to say? Anybody, any topics you guys want me to talk about? I think that I've covered pretty much everything that I need to cover. I'm looking forward to the tournament tonight. It's definitely going to be a really good, some really good games. Excited. 6 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you guys do check it out. And like I said, for me, I have tried my best to predict these games. It's one of those things that you can never truly get right. But it's been a great tournament, guys. And I'm happy. The 2K League has gotten so much better over the years. It's improved so much. But anyway, guys, I am about to host somebody. I'm actually gonna host my guy Glidey. I